welcome, everybody. OG Murphy here with you. We are getting ready to do a little D&D. It's actually Pathfinder 2nd Edition. The players are in a super fucking perilous place right now, so it's going to be incredibly high energy, high stakes. This is one of those like make or break sessions, so that'll be really cool. All of the warnings are on language and themes and blah 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 blah. This is an adult stream. It's not like necessarily made for stream. Like, it's just my face. You'll hear everybody else's voices. And we always start off with a little segment that we call thoughts and feelings, which is basically just like, how does your character feel about where you're at, rather than like doing a whole recap. It helps me kind of like gauge where my players are at, and it's something that I've just really taken to and love. So here we go. This is a homebrew setting and rule set, so off the rails, all kinds of craziness. Bear with us, hang out, let's play.
We're like rolling out this new
I'm
system.
here. I'm live. Yeah. Okay, so thoughts and feelings, guys. You guys are in this like super fucking crazy ass situation where you're like, hey, we're gonna go check out this tip we got. We're stuck in the Great Below. Like, we need to get out of here. We don't want to go through the Kobold City, so let's go check out this like ancient teleporter magic. You get here, and there's like a basilisk turning bitches to stone and a bunch of giant spiders. You get the basilisk to, run off, and the spiders you defeat, and you like find this relic that's in the middle of a like roiling ball of magical energy that's like arcing off of a bunch of these crystals. At the end of this, this like building in the Great Below with an unknown purpose that had all these like stone like ridges and tentacles that were coming out, and I think we were describing them as like tree roots, right? Just like kind of like intertwined within like the walls and the ceilings. There was a huge chamber full of a bunch of that stuff that you passed through to get to this point. Arthur bravely took one for the team to test the teleporter out, and through sheer will was able to survive an encounter that should have otherwise killed him. You guys, put on this helmet of, it's one of these ancient relics you guys have, lets you see into the past. And this thing is so old that you see like past the creation of the planet to like the original realm of whoever the fuck this crazy god is. Kythar has like a brief interaction with him and says, fuck this. Reed, being the young, curious, paladin that he is, like couldn't resist the opportunity, and has like found himself like in this communal situation with this like ancient god, like rifting through his memories, and he's like not particularly present right now. He was like running his mouth off about like needing to sacrifice somebody, which alerted the rest of the party, and I believe Wilb dove in there and like grabbed on and held on to him. So with all that in mind, I rolled that game die. That's a 3. So Aaron, you can start us off. How's Galfast feeling right now?
Yeah, Galfast was very optimistic to be down here. He's excited. He's not a big fan of the upper world. He's never been down here before, so this was a whole new, adventure for him. And he thought that money could be made down here somehow. He's not having a good time. Meeting a god was not what he wanted to do, so he's ready to go and figure this out.
I know he
and
was.
He's really excited for a task to, fire this whole teleporter up.
Fire the old girl up. Pick your victim.
Anthony.
This is what Simone's thinking.
Yeah. Nice.
He thinks that A-Test really got us into this one. He's regretting ever giving A-Test the ability to make this decision. It's basically all of his wrath is focused on Ates, because he just finally, after like years of like
My God.
found after his parents died and like trying to like get his business going, he finally got enough gold to like fulfill his dream. And it's like, and he's doing pretty well. Like he's got all these assets, and you know the capex and the opex budget are lining up, and everything is, you know, he's making contacts with noblemen. Like all these things are lining up. And then, you know, this other elf who from the College of Arcane
My
Arts
God.
comes in, you know, and potentially, basically, you know, Simone's like thinking that, you know, he's dead. So his wrath right now is very focused on Ates.
Okay.
What if this was the plan all along, and he's just been playing the long con
Oh, I know.
at the College of the Arcane Arts?
I know you've
I
just
even
been,
defended him,
walking
too.
around with a mole this whole time. That would be,
Mhm.
honestly, that would be brilliant. Unfortunately, like, this was my first campaign we started, so nobody's got any kind of stuff like that in their backstory because I was not seasoned enough to do that kind of shit. But that is totally the kind of thing I would do. Anthony, pick your victim.
Soto.
So, how's Kythar feeling?
Pythar is so ignorant to the fact that he can kill almost anything. Fucking a dragon, not a problem. He has a hammer, he's gonna fuck shit up. Once he was mind fucked for 5 seconds, he pissed himself a little bit. Which you can't tell because he's already a filthy fucking animal
Right, of course.
at this point. Yeah, so, and that's why he said, nope, not doing that shit again. Fuck that. And a little bit of him thinks that he may not pass this. He may not survive this. Even going through his village being destroyed, countless other times through adventures almost dying.
It
which he
could
knew
end
was gonna
here.
Come out of it. Yeah. This he does not see any way out because he's not a very smart man. He can't really see past or think of a plan past hit shit with hammer. And so yeah, this if he could read, he can see the writing on the wall.
Right.
He could read.
I got you there. Well, that brings us to he'll have to rely on his party members. Go ahead and pick one of them. We'll hear about their thoughts and feelings.
Tyler.
Tyler, how does a Tesk feel? A lot of blame being thrown around. How does he feel?
Yeah, Tesk is really worried. He pretty much fucked up, and everybody's gonna die. So he's not the outcome he'd hoped for.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hoped to be a great success, and it's been the opposite of that. So at this point, he's almost dead. You know, we'll see if he.
Yeah, and remind
is
me,
the first to die.
why is he almost dead? What happened there exactly?
'Cause a test tried to dispel the thing,
God.
and it kind of blew up in his
God
face.
conduit.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, cool. Love that for you. Pick your
I'm
victim,
glad that
friend.
happened.
He loves it for me. He loves it for me.
I love that for you.
Huge fan.
Hey, a Tesk loves himself a weird magic thing. I mean, I'd argue this is the weirdest, most magic thing that has been put in front of him. So, you know, I thought he'd be excited. Call me crazy.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
And was instantly punished.
It was, in all fairness, for trying to turn it off.
yeah. That's true.
Go. Who's your victim, Tyler?
I guess Chris.
All right, Chris.
All right. So Rowan has been a little anxious being underground. Not a lot of plant life, but he was happy to see for a second, spiders and lizards until, the lizards started changing everybody to stone, and then the spiders weren't very friendly. Both of which he's, spiders are his friends. He loves spiders.
Ugh.
But then he gets into this room and he sees all the pretty, purple, the crystals, all this stuff. He's kind of in awe of it, and then now he's curious because he heard a mention of an old god, and the only old gods he's familiar with are the giant trees that he used to surround himself with and converse with from time to time. So he's kind of confused because he knows that's not a tree, but he's a little he's a little curious if maybe he knows some of the other old gods, quote unquote, that he knows. But
Let me get this straight. So you're just like, that's not a tree. That's your first thought.
That's no tree.
That's hilarious. I love that.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's Rowan right now.
Good. I do love that. Now Reed is in a special spot where
I can tell you how he's feeling if you want.
Yeah, where he's got communicating this might be a problem, but internally, how's Reed feeling right now?
Yeah, Reed has just quite literally witnessed and stared into the eyes of being ancient, more ancient than ancient times itself.
Yeah, I mean, he literally watched about 700
Yeah.
years of history in the blink of an eye. You know what I
He
mean?
watched the world. He saw the world before there was a world, like saw its creation, had his memories just ripped through involuntarily. Reed is feeling very, very, very small and insignificant, and also entirely awestruck. Not necessarily good awestruck,
Right.
but just awestruck nonetheless. That he's witnessing this kind of power. And he really feels like he wants to get to the teleporter.
Yeah, yeah. And I believe that. I believe that. Well, and yeah. And with that said, you guys also have Arthur with you, who we're going to canonically say is just kind of out of it after basically being killed by a teleporter and being brought back from the brink of death by a few health potions, right? So he's just going to be a little out of it this session. You know, if it comes down to combat and you want to leverage him for combat, anybody is welcome to pick him up and run him. If not, if you don't feel like there's an obligation, we have a very good story reason for him to just kind of be stumbling through with you guys. Totally your call as a party. So you guys are currently in the room with the, you know, this artifact with this magical energy with all these crystals. The pace of which it is arcing has doubled, tripled, or quadrupled since like the first time you were in here, kind of like in the wake of Arthur walking in and being, you know, electrocuted, blasted, you know, affected in whichever way. Simultaneously, I described this like feeling of dread, which begun to like well up, like you know, in those deep parts of your gut, and begin to like filling you guys up. You know, stronger for those of you who, you know, it's like a distilled you know, what Kythar and Reed experienced when putting the helm on was like a, you know, and like a concentrated version of this, right? Like they felt like 10 times that when they were like in the presence of this thing. You guys can like see down this hallway here, into the chamber that you came into before here, which at the time had a bunch of these like stone tentacles which were wrapped around a bunch of pillars and like all over the place. And just like glancing down the hall, you can see that shit is all moving now. So you guys are here. Reed has like run his mouth about like needing to feed someone to the teleporter, and you know, Will jumped in there and is like restraining him. He has the grabbed condition currently. We have not done any kind of rolling for initiative, which we are going to do now because Reed is effectively a combatant. So all the normal like PvP stuff that I'm like, hey, if you want to roll against a party member, you got to ask, like that is turned off right now, because Reed's not following those rules with you guys, right? So you guys have Reed. We're gonna roll for initiative. If you guys want to pitch anything specific for initiative, you know, like there's, depending on how you want to start it, how you want to start combat this moment here. Talking is always free. but I feel like you guys will also want to know the order everyone is acting in before we kind of like dive into conversations and being in the moment. So I wanted to start there. I think that Wilb can use his athletics if he wants to, as he's physically holding down Reed, but the same goes for Reed. Can use his athletics as well for his initiative roll because they're in the middle of a tussle. Everybody else is perception unless you have another pitch for me.
I guess the question is Joe rolling that or are you rolling
Joe
that?
is still rolling that. I was going to when Joe is not here, but because Joe's here and I'm going to take a bunch of agency away from him right now, he at least gets to roll the dice for his character. So
Okay.
Get the popcorn ready, Joe.
All right.
You know, Reed's dealing with the consequences of his actions, but
But
you know, but some crazy shit has just happened. Like the game has changed. The deal has been altered.
pray I do not alter
Uh-oh.
further. Okay. Oh, I have not.
James
I have
Road.
not actually created the
Oh,
encounter
yeah.
yet, have I? Oh no, this is a different encounter. Same encounter. Do I need to restart it? I think I need to restart it
let's see.
because this has an ogre
Polish
spider
words,
on it. Yeah. So
yeah, you gotta end it. You gotta end it and then restart it. Yeah.
oh, I just restarted it. Maybe I'll just delete these guys out.
Yeah.
Remove participant. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you guys should be able to roll now for initiative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7.
Sure.
There you guys go. Holy
David.
cow, Reed.
Oh shit, David. DM question.
Yeah, shoot.
Since I'm gonna be rolling against my teammates, presumably, if there's a roll that I might be inclined for them to win, can I use a hero point to give myself disadvantage?
That is an excellent question. That I should definitely answer before the situation comes up. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Is nobody gonna beat me for initiative?
Simone doesn't get or Will doesn't get initiative. He goes off Simone's.
Right.
Just so you know.
You know what? I don't think so, but I will say that you can always give your hero points to your party members if they're going to have to roll against you for some reason. You can give them advantage as usual. I'm not going to allow disadvantage. Good question though. I love where your brain's at. And I think honestly most of the time, Reed, that's gonna be like the optimal thing. Like that's gonna be what you actually want. Because usually the way spells and effects work is the person who's being affected is the one who has to make the roll. You know what I mean? So in those instances, you want your party to roll better, not you to roll worse. Okay, so it looks like based on this that Reed is going to get a chance to act first. He is in the grabbed condition currently. Reed, you and I, or Joe, you and I have talked for just a minute about kind of like where his headspace is at. I may jump in and run you, but knowing what you know, what do you think Reed would do in this moment? Grabbed by Will, but knowing that in game it'll take you a successful athletics check to remove this from yourself.
Yeah.
And then a couple of actions, like how would he spend that? What's he doing?
So, Reed is gonna... Wait, I misspoke. We don't need to sacrifice somebody. We just need to sacrifice crystals from over there. And I'm gonna point to the other side of the room. I'm gonna say, and I can get over there now, if you let me go.
What? From my understanding,
Yep.
Reed had a purple lights going through his eyes.
No.
His eyes changed.
Yep.
Then in that case, I will be rolling a deception check to see if he's lying.
Yeah, roll that shit, baby. And roll against him, Joe. You also roll deception.
Private, I'm assuming?
Those are blind rolls for both of you.
Blind GM rolls roll.
Simone, you are like... Reed is not himself right now. And you don't know who you're talking to. It has Reed's voice, but it is not Reed.
You're gonna see me kind of like tensing with Wilb as Wilb has Reed grab because we like share that connection. And I'm gonna be like, this puto isn't Reed. This puto's some other puto.
No, just let me go, puto. And I'm gonna
That's not how
try
you would say it, fool. That's not how you would say it.
Oh my god.
athletic check. I'm gonna try and break free.
Yep, it is your turn, friends. So go ahead and roll that. You're looking to beat. Does 35 beat your athletics DC, Simone or Will? I
Let's
guess.
see. Yeah, it'd be Wilbs. Let me double check. It's by 10, right?
It's plus
Yes,
10.
it does.
Is the yeah.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so Reed, you're able to rip yourself free of Wilb's grasp, and you have just a moment here to react. You're like the way down this corridor is pretty much blocked with your party members. What are you doing, bud?
Yeah,
He's not a party member right now.
assuming I'm in a pretty tight spot, I'm gonna grab the nearest crystal to me.
It is going to take you. It is going to take you an action. You don't have to like roll an attack or anything, but you are going to have to like spend a third of your 6 seconds to like smash this wall and pull some crystals off of it.
Yeah, and then I'll use my last action to move as far this way as I can.
Okay,
towards the door.
you literally can't move through Arthur at this point because he's no longer an ally.
Is there like a bull rush or whatever?
Yeah, it's like move through or something like that.
It's called tumble through.
Tumble through is what it's called. Now, is it one action or is it 2 actions?
That's a great question. I believe it's.
Because if it's 2
I don't
actions, you
know.
can't do it. Is 1 action. You stride up to your speed during this movement. You can try. Okay, so it's an acrobatics instead of an athletics. So I know you're not quite as strong on. Although you could, in theory, use a climb instead to like climb on the like kind of walls and tentacle shit, on the. On the
Yeah,
side.
that's fine. I'll do that. If I know what's easier, then I'll do that.
I mean, it's whatever you want, man. I'm just letting you know. You can do an acrobatics or you can do a climb.
He would take the path of least resistance for him, which would probably be climb, which is athletics, right?
And that's and that's reflex DC. So that's 28 for Arthur.
So I'm rolling against Arthur.
You're rolling against Arthur. He is standing in
And I'm
your
rolling
way.
athletics.
Or you're rolling against Will, but I guess it's your call. You could roll against whoever you want, but
I would roll against whoever's directly in front of me, which
That's-
looks to be
that's
Arthur.
Arthur.
All right, here we go, baby. Stop me, Arthur.
28 on the nose. You meet or
You beat
exceed his athletics DC, and are able
I
to
move
move
my-
through him. You were 5 feet, so that's 10 feet on Arthur. So you've got whatever's
Right
left.
here.
Yeah, and that's all 3 of your actions.
Very good.
Okay, so talking
That
is
is-
always free. The rest of you guys all take your turn at the same time. I don't know if you want to like have a little mini download, but just know that at this point time is stopped, momentarily, and you guys can like figure out what the fuck you're gonna do. But it's your turn.
Should I go ahead and tackle him?
Do you have like attack
Grapple.
of opportunity or something that you could have done?
Yeah, I do. I do have attack of opportunity actually.
How would that work? Could he grab-
If it's moving through the space, I think it's just an attack is the way it is. But that could be lethal or non-lethal, your call. But I believe the way those are worded is that you can take an attack action. But I'll open him up and look at that if you guys want to keep talking. Yeah.
He's processing.
I'm gonna look at A-Task and be like, "Hey, Bruto, you fucked up getting us here. You gotta fucking save him, fool."
Yeah. Melee strike.
You can go for the
Yeah.
noggin and try to knock me out. I don't know if the DM will allow that. I have a helmet on. Never mind.
Well, I could try to grapple and rip the helmet off.
I think in this instance, because of how high stakes it is, I would probably give you a one-time, like, just good for this time, this session opportunity to try to grab him. Because it still won't be a full grapple, it'll just be a grab. And effectively, all it's going to do, Reed, is knock you back 1 square. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, so go ahead and roll against Reed's athletics DC, which is high, but I know yours is also high. You're the guy who should be rolling against Reed.
So athletic. I will put a belt of giant's bane. Belt of giant strength to make it a
You should
25
always
roll.
have that on.
Yeah.
Now he gave it away coming up till this point, and I have not heard him say he's taken it back yet. And so, but he can take an action to equip it as long as it's on his person. So,
No,
well,
it's on my person.
although this is only a reaction, it's not your turn yet. So you're going to have to make this roll without it, and you can do that to start your turn. But you gave that to Galfast so that he could get over here, and there was never a handoff that I know of, unless you want to correct me, Aaron.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Pythar, in Reed's eyes, you see like anger and sadness and despair all at the same time.
A punch to the face will correct that look.
We'll see.
All right, Kythar's gonna roll. 18.
Oh,
41.
nice.
So sweet. So you get to start your turn with Reed grabbed. So he's in your hands because you use your reaction, during his turn to grab him, and now it's your guys' turn. So you guys have all your actions, and he's grabbed.
Well, I haven't grappled, so I can't really reach for the helmet. Will bite it off his head without taking his head off.
I don't know if that. I mean, he could try to take it off of his head. As long as he can try to take it off his head. I don't know, but biting it off, sure. I mean, like if you're saying like is there like a tassel on the helmet or something? It hasn't really been described that way, but
I mean, I've given you a picture of it. It looks like a dragon's head. There's like ridges on it, It's got like a kind of a pointed beak that comes out the front, and there's like a little bit of like kind of like the back spikes that dragons have on the back of their head, coming off the back of it.
Gotcha. He would. I mean, I can try to take it off. I can have Will try to take it off.
So let's try that and something like brute force at this point. Unless you got a better idea.
Well, I could try and put him to sleep.
It essentially would be your power versus the Great Bean's power to knock him out, right?
Doesn't sound like it. I don't know.
I mean, he's not controlling himself at this point. He's really his vices, like he's being controlled by a deity.
We
Am I wrong?
put him
Am I
to sleep.
right?
We take off the helmet. Let him nap for a minute.
My thought is, I'm gonna look at him because I know of that spell, and I'm gonna be like, you're gonna try to put a fucking paladin to sleep, paladin, whose literal training has them to fortify their mindful.
I don't have a lot of. I don't have a lot of options.
All right, he's grabbed right now, right? Like grappled.
Kythar,
Okay.
well, he's grabbed. I think there's two conditions that go with in Pathfinder Second Edition, but he's the first one. He cannot move.
Gotcha. Okay. And he has that condition on him right now. Looks like he just has a shield.
No, but I can give it to him. Give me a second.
Please make sure, because I think that gives him a negative.
Oh yeah, take my
grab.
shield.
There it is.
I'm just gonna say I will. I'm about to be that guy.
No, please, yeah.
Yeah, because now he is flat-footed, which I believe reduces his AC.
I'm at 27.
And
Yeah.
yes.
But that's only going to
Let's
affect
go ahead and
physical
make those
attacks against you and magic attacks against you. It's not going to affect like your will save for a sleep spell or your athletics DC for a grab. But yeah.
But if it comes down to it, that's what I'm trying to say.
100%.
If it comes down to it, and we have to do what we have to do. I'm gonna look at Rowan and be like, Rowan, fool, you got anything that can block him off? Block off this area for him moving forward through it?
Let me see.
Let me see. You just stand there quietly.
I know. Whereas Atesk has like a spell book, he like leans down next to Bort, and Bort like whispers something in his ear. He's like going through his spell list. He's just like, "Yeah, no, that's not gonna work." You know what I mean? Just like,
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
No.
So, I might have something.
You know, he can't really react super quickly, fool.
I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Give me 1 second.
There are lots of other party members. If somebody else wants to
Yep,
try
there
something,
are.
or if you guys want to have a conversation about anything.
I'm not super useful,
go ahead,
but
sorry.
could I, looking at where Reed's walking, could I use the grapple to try to trip him
Yeah, I mean,
as he walks?
absolutely. I would probably, because I think trip is just a regular maneuver. I think what I'd do is say you could make that maneuver within 60 feet of him, and I'd give you advantage on it because you're using a magic item. Is probably how I would roll that.
Let me grab trip. Okay, I'm going to attempt to use an athletics check against their reflex.
Reflex DC, or do they also make a check?
Reflex DC.
Perfect. In Reed's case, that is currently 30.
Okay, it's going to be tough. I don't actually know if I can get this, but here we go.
Oh!
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's a critical success if he's a success.
That
It
is...
still
no, it's
doesn't
not.
meet
It doesn't
his
automatically.
No, because it's a critical success because he didn't... Did you target Reed when you did that? I think it's just a
He did
critical
not.
success because the DC is 0. You know what I mean? Because you don't have him targeted.
I didn't know I could target him
So
with a.
you only
that.
have
Sorry.
a 4 because it says 24.
Yeah, he only has a 4 in his athletics.
Is a +4.
Which
Gotcha.
puts me in a tight spot because you've now rolled a natural 20, the best roll that you can possibly make. But new Pathfinder 2nd Edition rules specifically work in such a way that it's all about beating DCs.
Doesn't really matter.
Right. But I still want something fucking cool to happen as a result of this because you rolled the best you can possibly fucking roll. Would you like to? Here's what I'll say about this. Here's what I say about this. As you like teleport this thing, and you go to kind of like clothesline Reed, you don't like knock him over, but you hit him in such a way that like the points on the mask get caught on the rope, and it's like and it like pulls against him, and you can see that his scalp has like begun to fuse to the helmet. Like as you pull it back, there's like strings of skin that are like snapping between his forehead and the front of this thing here, and you now have like a line. You're like holding a line that's tied up on his hat in one hand and is in your hands on the other.
Got it. So it's essentially lassoed his helmet, but
Lassoed
it's
his
stuck.
helmet. Right.
I'm going to say, give me a hand with this. And I'll say that to whoever's near me, which is a Tesk. And is anybody else near me? Maybe just a Tesk.
Okay. And I'll give him a hand.
Maybe Wilb too.
You're gonna rip my
Maybe
fucking
Wilb
scalp off? Jesus.
has- Hey,
I mean, we're trying to save you, okay? We're trying to save you.
You're gonna look like Darth Vader at the end of this.
you can go to Turkey and get your hair replacement or whatever they have.
I hate you.
I don't have any hair.
Well, what are you worried about?
My skin. Actually, I guess Reed's not really worried about anything right now.
Yeah, you can just have a drink of health potion.
Anybody who can get their hands on that rope is more than welcome to attempt a disarm check. It's one action. It's against his reflex DC. Anybody can make an attempt who can reach that rope, which is, by my count, Kythar, Wilb, Arthur, and
Well, I'm
Atesk
still
all
grappling
right
him,
now.
aren't I?
Oh, I guess you do have him in your hands. So that would be, Arthur, Wilb, Atesk, and then with a move action, any of you could, get there to that rope.
Could somebody give me a hand?
I'll give you a hand, and Arthur will help.
There you go. So he's... What did I fucking say that is? It's an athletics. So Arthur. Basically, you got to have basically the math of this works out that if you don't have a 10 or more in athletics, you straight up can't beat Reed. Yeah, which Arthur super does. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And is that going to be a blind roll?
That's a public roll. We can all see you pulling on this rope.
Ooh,
Nice.
that beats my DC
that does
actually.
it. That does it right there. So Arthur like fucking tugs on this rope that Galfast got. Tesk has got his hands on it too, and the three of you guys just kind of like tug on this thing all in one motion, and you hear this like fleshy tearing sound, and Kythar gets sprayed with like a fine mist of blood as this thing like is ripped off of Reed's head, and if he wasn't bald before, he would be now. Let's just say that. And this thing like spins off. You guys are able to like retrieve this relic, and as Reed like looks up from the from his position, Reed, you get one more opportunity for a will save right now, and you super want to fucking make this.
Yeah, I'm gonna use burn a hero point.
And just roll it with advantage. Great.
Anybody got a guidance or anything? No, I guess.
I'm about to say it's already they've already taken their action. It's happening.
Why did it not roll with advantage? I guess I'll roll again anyway.
No, it did. It did. It'll roll. Well, I don't know if it'll show.
I don't think I clicked the
keep higher.
Yeah. So I guess there's the.
Solid. So as this thing is like ripped off of Reed, you guys can see that kind of like purple energy in his eyes begin to flicker, and like and Reed like slumps to the ground, but as he like kind of like looks back up, you can see. What color are Reed's eyes, Joe?
They're like a yellowish, goldish kind of color, kind of like the son of Iomade kind of color.
Cool. Yeah, this like almost this like super warm orange into gold of Reed's eyes looking back at you. The entire place trembles again. There's another one of those like guttural yells that happens, just like the one that happened after a Tesk tried to dispel the orb. Magic is like sparking off so much to the point to where Tesk and Galfast, you guys are like getting burned as if you were in like a metal shop and somebody was just like throwing huge hot fucking sparks. Not like causing you damage, but like this is a literal hot zone right now. This entire room is full of this like magical energy, but Reed does appear to have control of his faculties again, though he is fatigued or whatever the fuck the Pathfinder 2nd edition version of that is.
What happened? What happened?
I gotta look at him real quick. I'll find it.
Gotcha.
Drained. That's the one I think.
Ooh.
What does that do?
Your con checks and your fort saves are harder.
Yeah. I'm gonna look to the rest of the party and go, we gotta get the fuck out of here, fool.
Where are we going? What?
Out of here. What do you mean, why?
What happened?
You tried to get away from us, fool. You're talking about throwing yourself into a fucking hole.
That doesn't sound like something I'd do.
We almost let you too.
Why am I bleeding?
I'm all. Hey, I don't think you have any hair anymore.
Read your
focus on
bald.
that, though.
Hasn't he
I
been
can't tell
bald?
where's his face and his ass, but let's go.
Now that Reed is no longer an enemy combatant, we're not going to worry about turn order. So what is the party doing now? This room is getting hot fast.
Hot.
Feeling hot.
Simone's gonna take, since he hasn't done anything his turn.
There's no turns. You're in free action. That's what I'm saying. What are you guys doing?
Okay, we're fucking moving.
All right, I guess we're following.
You guys make it back to the to that like main chamber, which, as a reminder, looks like.
Yeah, it has the 2 statues with all the stuff going through it, and it's like 2 levels. Yeah.
So,
Oh, I guess 1 level.
so
Yeah.
you've got like a bunch of the important part is all the fucking tentacles, which are no longer made of stone, and are now they're just like grayish purple. I described some of them I guess the crystals I described as big, but these things are huge. These things are about as wide as the pillars that they're wrapped around. As you come in here, there was a stone door which you guys like came through, which is now in the upward position, as is the other door.
Upward.
Like it sunk into the ground, and that's how you like got into this room. Like I don't remember who, but somebody, I think it was Reed, maybe Kythar, maybe somebody just like touched it, and they like went to go push it open, and they didn't have to apply any force. They just like touched it, and it like sunk into the ground. It is now in the upward position. It's closed. It's shut. And as you guys enter into this section, you all catch this. The feeling of dread swells, and you catch like just a flash of what Reed and Kythar both experienced while they were in wherever the fuck they were.
Holy shit.
The thing from Stranger Things.
As this vision of this crazy tentacled, god floating in this ether of shredded stars and self-cannibalizing creatures, you enter here, and this. Calling it a voice is not correct, because though there is like an external element to it, it's almost like bass that's too loud on the car that's going down. Like you can't hear what it's saying, but it's there. But you guys just like feel this like rumble as all of these tentacles are like moving and writhing in place, and you are all able to like intuit this like the even though it's not like a language that you speak, you know what I mean, you're able to just like intuit that whatever it is that controls this like does not have an intention to leave, and it proposes it has no intention in allowing you to leave, and it makes you this proposition which you don't hear in your ears. There is no internal monologue, but you guys know, especially after Reed was just talking about needing to feed it, like that's what it speaks to, and you guys know that it is communicating to you like, I have served many mortals. Many mortals who have served me have been rewarded, and I now present you with the opportunity to serve me. He says, at the cost of 3 of you, I will place the other 4 wherever in the multiverse you'd like to go. So these doors are all shut. These tentacles are all like writhing around. There are no words said, and each of you individually is not sure if everybody else is hearing or feeling the same thing that you're feeling. But as you all look around at each other, you know that this thing that you just caught a flash of wants to eat 3 of you, and is willing to send the other 4 of you, not only to allow you to escape, but to transport you to wherever in the multiverse you would like to go, if you will dump 3 of your party members into the feeding portal. And this is like the proposition you get hit with as you retreat back into this chamber. What would you guys like to do? The only obvious way out is back into the electricity room. There are 2 stone doors which are shut in front of you.
I'm just going to say to the group, did you guys hear that?
I run to the stone,
Joe, you're
stone
muted.
door and try to open it.
You run over to the stone door, and at the lightest touch, it opened last time. And despite you throwing the force of your body weight against it, it does not immediately budge. You you know that you can attempt to break this door down like you attempt to break any door down, but like it's not opening as easily as it opened the first time. And as you do, you can feel like displeasure in the being that is here, and like disapproval of you for making that move.
I don't give a shit.
Like
about that
intuitively.
thing.
No, that's fine. I just want to let you
Yeah,
know.
that's fine.
You know you
Yeah.
disappointed it.
I don't give a shit. I just think Simone is
Say-
like does not. We're already in too deep. Simone's gonna turn around and be like, "We're already in too fucking deep with these pussy ass dragons. Like, there's no fucking way I'm going to be sacrificing any of us to some puto god that we just kind of walked into his house and now he's like, I gotta eat 3 of you. Fuck that. There has to be another way around."
We say, well, maybe we should hear him out. I don't know.
I'm not gonna let any of you sacrifice each other.
Okay, you're right. You're right. I thought he made a good point.
He made a good point. Oh, I'll give you guys a cart if I get to eat 3 of you guys. Yeah, nah, fuck that. I
Reed's
know,
gonna
I
try
know a
and
deal.
break down the stone door while they're arguing. Oh no, it opened. It opened.
No, it did not open.
No,
Oh,
it
then
did
I'm gonna
not
try and
open.
I'm gonna try and break it down.
Okay,
Arthur, give me a hand here so we can get out.
there you go.
Oh, fuck it. All right.
Is there any way that we can communicate with this thing, or I'm just gonna yell out?
Nobody's really tried, but you can
Yeah.
like feel its presence in a really heavy way.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Is
I'm
it
gonna,
coming from the
I'm gonna,
helmet?
No, it's coming. It's like coming from like the walls and the floor and the like this place.
I'm gonna spin around and be like, 3 is too much, puto. All we need is a way to the surface. There's no way that we're gonna try to sacrifice ourselves. There has to be another deal we can strike, and I'll be using my mercantilism lore skill to try to strike that deal.
Okay, I'm about to
I don't know
say.
that we can reason with this guy.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at your stuff here. So you begin to essentially barter with this
Yes.
with this creature, and you're like, there's got to be another way. Like, what else do you want? I will take that roll. As Simone is starting, Reed, are you still going to go for the door with Kythar?
I think we're already on our way.
Right. So you hear Simone yelling into the void. There's got to be another way. Blah 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 blah. Are you still smashing into this door?
Yeah.
Cool. Love that. Then I think it's an athletics check from both of you. Man, we're getting a force open. That's the thing. It is an athletics check. So that's what I need from you, gentle folks. Not so gentle folks.
Athletics.
Athletics.
Big 17.
I'm about to say big,
Before I roll,
big
can I
stone
ask
door.
for my belt back?
Smart. I will
Get my
gently
belt back.
unclasp it.
I'll put it on real quick and then help him with the door.
Perfect. That I will accept.
Not bad.
Okay.
40s.
You guys both slam into this door like simultaneously, and with the force of your weapons, you essentially break this stone door. Like, you break the top half of the stone door off, and it goes flying into and it skids across the floor and lands in the middle of the hallway. And for clarification, I'm assuming this is the door you guys came through, not the other door in this place? Because there was the door you guys came through the spiders.
Oh yeah.
And then there was another door in this room.
Or this is the door we came through, right, Simone? That's the one you tried to open.
That's the one I went over to. Yeah.
Cool. Solid.
Could you send us back to the map? When
I will, yes.
Yeah.
Give me just a moment here. I got it. It's a cave map, yes. Okay. So you guys are
You're
all
talking about
you guys are
this
all in
door.
this room, right? And this is the
Yeah.
door that everybody's talking about, right? So that's the door that you guys have now like busted the top half off of. These chambers are big enough that it's like a little bit of a vault, you know what I mean? But like there should be it's a hole big enough for people to fit through. So you know what I mean? Like you busted this door open. However, like in the process of doing so, you Simone, feel this thing in like the moments leading up to this. You feel this thing. I don't know, maybe like the evil god equivalent of purring, right? Like this rumbling kind of is like rhythmic, and this is like, you get a sense that like finding the right price for mortals is half of whatever. Like you don't know why he's asking for sacrifices specifically, but you like get the sense as you ask him this question that almost like the negotiating and the bargaining is like half of it, and you feel him like start to.
Did David cut out or did my headset cut out?
Your headset cut out.
That cut out.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That
No,
you
you're
said
okay.
half. Sorry, you said that the last thing I heard was half of the thing is negotiate, and then it cut out.
Yeah, so you know that like half of the reason why whatever this god does any of this is for the like fun of the negotiation. The price paid has like a high value to it, and as it's like almost like purring and like mulling this over for an alternative choice, you like you can like feel it land on something else. But as your two companions slam into the door and bust it open, the tone of it immediately shifts, and he's just like, I don't bargain with mortals who don't act in good faith. And the tentacles jump on you guys, and this is gonna be really tough. This is gonna be super tough.
Can I try one last?
What's your last
like,
ditch? Because I want to
now?
give you fucking every
Yeah.
chance, because this is gonna suck for all of us.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be like, hey puto, you put rats in a cage or you put rats or frogs in a pot and you slowly start boiling and you don't expect them to try to leave. If we knew that you wanted to bargain, we wouldn't have blown down the door. What is your offer? And I'll.
Okay.
basically
Before
trying to
before
say,
you make
what
that,
do you expect?
yeah, before you make that roll, I can hear where you're at.
Yeah.
Before you make that roll, you're gonna just roll a straight up diplomacy. You're bargaining with a god, so I think that to even like bring him back to the table is a DC 35 diplomacy check.
Okay. So I gotta roll a 14 or higher. I'm gonna use a hero point to roll with advantage.
Right?
Oh. Well, it is what it is.
Well, I guess the
Rolling
DC.
super
I guess
well.
I'm about to say. I guess the
That's
DC
three.
that I set doesn't really matter because roll pretty low anyway.
The highest I rolled was a 6.
Okay, so this, you're like, what do you expect? And the answer that you get from it is essentially like a version of, it has been eons since I last dealt with mortals, and like, have forgotten how easily, like how much they value their precious lives, and how easily startled and mindless as rats they are. You know what I mean? Like this very like condescending godly answer of like you're right. I forgot that mortals are basically worthless and not worth like trying to do this with it. Like you guys value your lives too much to try to bargain with anyway. And he and these like tentacles begin to like move to stop and restrain you guys. You guys can see down the hallway where the spider's nest was that like the tentacles are still active in the like walls and ceilings of there as well, and it's gonna be a fucking slog to get back to the entry this way. Is there anything else anybody would like to do or try in kind of this like half beat as all this is going down? I heard nothing from Rowan. Arthur's not doing anything. I've heard nothing from a Tesk. What would you guys have been doing like in the interim while all this was going on? How fast? Yeah.
While this is going on, yeah, I want to go to this closed door.
Uh huh.
If I press my ear up to it, what do I hear? Happy to do perception as well.
Yeah.
Wriggling.
I'm about to say wriggling for sure. Go ahead and roll me that perception check. I think there is something valuable that I could give you on a high enough check there. Perfect. You put your ear up, and you can hear. Remember, there was like that like rhythmic thumping or crunching or something that you heard earlier, like when you were in the spider chamber. Like the source of that is behind this door somewhere.
Got it. So lizard is in there. And it's a stone door as well.
It is also a stone door. Obviously, breakable stone door, as your party has pointed out to you.
Everything.
Anything can be broken.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. And along that note, interestingly, you the like tentacles don't appear to be like destroying everything. Like on the note of things are destructible. Like they are not like collapsing the fucking tunnels and stopping you from escaping. But they are like anticipating you, but like nothing is being destroyed by their movement.
Okay. Well, Ates, Rowan.
I'm about to say, yeah, I'd like
You
to.
guys, yeah.
I know everybody's got big
Rowan's-
thinking hats on right now. Rowan?
Lauren's just kind of in awe at the moment of what's going on.
If Rowan felt like a tugging at the back of his mind, knowing that it was the presence of this thing, I mean, how in awe is he? How curious is he about, the god nature of it? Would he let it in voluntarily, whatever it is? Is he that curious about it?
Yeah, he would let it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would allow. Yeah, he would allow it in.
Solid. Is there any? You had mentioned these. You mentioned these like old tree gods or whatever. Like what would be his kind of like motivation for that? Like if he had to tell his party like why he's doing this, like how would he justify, it? Or would he not have a justification for it? Would it just like feel like the right thing to do? You know what I mean? Like where's his head at?
Well, so I mean, a lot of the old tree gods to him, most of them were not necessarily. I mean, most of them were friendly to an extent. I mean, there was none that were, I guess, threatening to him. So he'd be curious, as in that aspect, if maybe this is, someone that doesn't have ill intentions. But he's not sure of that because it seems like there could be a possibility in the fact that he wants to eat. But then the trees eat too, because but they eat like sunlight and stuff. So he's kind of like mulling that over. I guess he would be kind of curious to see if he could help them, but not harm anybody in the process.
Cool. I do love that. I'm gonna have you roll probably a will save here. You know what? Actually, I think that with your mastery in nature, I think that I would like a nature check instead.
Okay. Was that blind?
That is a knowledge check, so they are blind.
Okay.
By and large, the knowledge is. Okay. So. You, Rowan, like, while this is going on, you feel this, like, tugging, and at first you think that, like, maybe you're, because remind me, he's got, like, long hair, is that right, Rowan?
Yeah. Like long hair with like leaves and branches and stuff in them. Yeah.
Yeah. At first, you think like maybe one of your branches got like caught on a tentacle, because it's like this physical sensation, and then you realize that that tugging is more like of a psychic tugging, and you can kind of like all this is going on. Like time slows down, and you are able to, connect with this thing, and you catch another flash of what it is, right? Of this creature, the plane that it's from, like all this craziness. But and in the same way, it's to a lesser extent. But you do also get like a little bit in the same way that like Reed got to see a bunch of time unfold. You don't see see anything, but you almost get like a pulse outward from where you're at of the structure that you're in, and you can feel the presence of this thing and know that the tentacles are it and a manifestation of it, and that it's all tied to that room you just came out of. But something's been bothering you this whole time, right? You're they were stoned before and they're not stoned now, and it's weird that there was a basilisk that eats stone, and Rowan is probably the only character in the party who knows that basilisks have they petrify stuff, and then when they eat it as stone, and it turns back into physical matter in their stomach, and you're and in that pulse, in that flash, you realize kind of in an instant that the other direction, the other stone door, which is closed, has had most of the tentacles eaten a long time ago by this basilisk, and there's still stubs and bits of them in there, and there's definitely an audible wriggling sound, but all the parts that were protruding from the walls, the basilisk has eaten, and you in this kind of moment of connecting intuitively with the force, the god, you just kind of pick up on a beat of that, but then as you come back to this room, and you are extra focused on Simone because the deity is extra focused on Simone, and then as soon as the other two crack against the wall, you feel yourself kind of shake loose from the hold as its attention snaps to the door, which just gets cracked, and it looses you from having let it in, essentially.
Okay. So then Rowan's gonna just shout to Galfast, don't open that door.
Okay. I don't think I can.
Okay.
All these tentacles are moving in here. Loosely, what's your guys' plan? Before we roll initiative or do any of that crap, what are you guys doing right now in this moment?
Okay, guys, we can fight our way out of here, or die trying, or we can see if we can figure something out with this room back here.
We can start throwing stuff at it.
I don't think that worked last time, did it?
I don't think we threw anything at it.
Mind you, he can hear us, or it can hear us.
I think they prefer they.
I don't care what it prefers now. Ugh.
I mean, we could still throw stuff at it. I've got these magical sigils, and I pull them out of my bag. I could, just throw them at it.
We can try throwing one of these crystals at it. I'm gonna hold up the crystal that I've got still. I don't know what good that's gonna do.
You were trying to take them away when you were not yourself.
And you glance
We
down,
need
and your pockets are full of them. You just crammed your pockets in your bag full of a huge armful of these crystals that you don't remember.
The crystals go in the braziers.
What's a brazier?
Or the what were they?
Braziers.
Braziers, yeah. But they go in the braziers, Reed says.
Oh, God. Have you ever touched a woman's brazier?
No.
Looks like you won't be able to, fool.
Sadly.
Should have took the chance.
Chance.
Professor Stover here definitely got his off before coming down here, right?
David.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 2-action ability called Holy Light.
Yeah, we're not in combat, so
Um,
just talk to me about your abilities. Don't worry about the actions. What's up?
Before I even do anything, would Reed have an inkling of whether or not this would be even useful if I were to try and do it in here?
Holy light. Let me take a look at that real quick. Reed would definitely have an inkling after being inside the consciousness of this fucking thing. It's a feat.
And I can.
What is it?
Yeah, it's an action. I just put it in chat.
Okay.
And I can roll a knowledge religion check if you want me to for that.
Yeah.
That would have been nice earlier.
When?
When it's dark and there's spiders around us.
No, it's a once per day kind of thing. At least I think it's a once per day. Oh, it doesn't say it's once per day.
Everyone, as a reminder, read your character sheets.
My fault.
He's not mad. He's just disappointed.
Yeah, like the god.
For real. While you're reading, is this a good time to pee?
We're not taking a break, so if you got to pee, run off and pee, because we're not taking an official break tonight.
Mute your mic if you do.
Thank you. We're on stream. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody on stream wants to hear your stream. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wait, where's the wine at? I know it's here.
Simone goes, we only have 3 options here, putos. We break down that door, we go through the door we left, or we try to go into the ball of energy and probably fucking die.
What if we
Rowan
never
just
go-
said, "Don't go through the door."
That's I was gonna. I'm like, Rowan, why don't we go through the door?
No, go to your room.
I think the basilisk, he ate the arms, and the arms, the tentacles might be back, and we might have to deal with the basilisk.
Yeah, I guess let me make sure that that you, the player, have this correct. 'Cause I'd like you to give to make sure that we're good. Rowan's a hard-boiled understanding of Rowan's understanding is that if you guys go back the way you came, you're going to have to deal with the tentacles. If you go down the other door, many of the tentacles have been eaten by the basilisk, and they will be less of a threat. But you're right, the basilisk itself is there, and you'll have to deal with less tentacles, but the chance of being petrified and turned to stone in the process.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So then I'm gonna be like, so why can't we go that way?
with a basilisk, but I mean, the tentacles might be easier to deal with.
As we look out and the walls are moving.
Yeah, literally tentacles at this moment are writhing and seething towards you right now. There are a bunch of them in this room, and they're all reaching out towards you.
Did Reed get an answer for the holy light?
You didn't, and I would say that that because it calls out a bunch of visual stuff. The tentacles don't have eyes, so in this particular instance, would not be particularly effective.
And it lasts for 6 seconds. It says right here, centered on you until the beginning of your next turn.
I meant
just like a-
in here,
Oh.
near this orbs thing.
Oh, near the orb thing? I mean, straight up, Reed has no idea what the effect would be of it there. He knows that traditionally, this ability, makes evil things turn away from it because of its, holy glory, right? And so,
Okay.
because there's not really a psychology of energy in there, he's not sure what the effect would be. There's obviously a lot of magic, though, and it's magic, and crazy stuff happens when you mix magic, but, the details of that, I don't think is even known to him.
So I could try this thing, and I'll pitch that to you guys. I don't know what it's gonna do.
I
be bad.
say, yeah, fool. The last thing you tried, you got fucking controlled by whatever that puto is with the tentacles. So how about we take a cooldown on your ideas, fool?
I know. Simone's silently making a list in his head of party members he'll never listen to again.
Number 1, a test.
I know.
Hey, I'm not
He's
number
starting
one.
he's starting to write Reed's name on there too at this point, you
Yeah.
know.
Caithar.
Hey.
I know he puts the entire list of people on there. It's just him and Wilb.
And like Bort, the little mushroom guy that Rowan's got.
Little
And,
guy.
uh,
Little guy isn't on there.
Badger. Oh, little guy is like.
He might be top
We
of the
could
list.
trade little guy.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, that could have been a life.
That was one of
Uh,
my.
Could have been a life.
Yeah.
Let's see. We could have little guy, banjo, and
Just throw all the companions in there and call it good.
Oh, that,
These are replaceable. We can get new ones. Toss them in the fucking.
Aaron's like, well, hold on about banjo.
I will say, Aaron, that from that as far as Galfast knows, little guy would absolutely like qualify as one of the fucking.
Yeah, that was in my back pocket.
Yeah.
I was thinking, don't tell Reed that, but that was my back pocket.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to negotiate down, so I was really hoping.
And there
That
there was a
good.
good, you know, like I said, like you rolled high enough that he was gonna hit you with another proposition before he felt slighted. Gods, you know, they're finicky. They're arrogant little sons of bitches. You know, fragile egos.
Yeah, and I just rolled 2 shit rolls, so it is what it is.
All right. So what are we doing? Do we want to fight the basilisk or the god?
I'm gonna say, get that fucking door open, puto. We're gonna fight this stupid fucking basilisk.
Since I'm close, I guess I'll try to just. Well, no, actually, fuck that. I shouldn't. I'm gonna get out of the way.
I'm gonna try and break the door, but as soon as while the dust is clearing, I'm gonna cover myself with the shield just in case the basilisk is literally on the other side.
Okay, sounds good. So it looks like you and Caithar are both moving into position. Is that right?
Yeah, right after he opens the door, I'm barrel rolling behind him.
Okay, so all of you guys are moving through this room to the places that you're at right now, correct?
Yes, where I'm gonna be at. Yeah.
Okay, I test
That's
you.
where
You're
you
chilling
at,
in the
man.
hallway?
I will move up with everybody else.
Cool, sounds good. Give me just a second here, my guy.
And also drink a health potion.
Why don't you do that first?
Oh yeah. A task. Let me give you a health potion.
I have a
I'll
health
be
potion.
right back. 1 second. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What's your life at now, Tyler?
74.
Out of.
86.
So I'll give you would a lesser healing potion be fine? Yeah, I'll give you a lesser healing potion. I think that should be enough to give you a top off. So just burn one more, I guess.
I'll have a minor and moderate. So what's a lesser? Is it
A lesser is 2d8 plus 5, so if you're doing the max, it'd be 21.
Let me know when you're all
right.
healed up and applied.
There we go. I'm all healed up and applied.
Wonderful.
Boyfriend's back, and you're gonna be in trouble.
As you guys move through the space, the tentacles start trying to fucking grab you, because that's what they do. So Reed and Caithar, you guys make it to the door no problem. You're going to be able to attempt your check, but Simone, Rowan, Arthur, and Galfast are all, for these tentacles and these 4 pillars, reach out and attempt to, wrap you all up and fucking squeeze you. So let's... You got to give me a second here. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with these guys yet.
And as far as we know, these tentacles are attached to the one being, which is this god, right?
As far as you know, that is correct, yeah. Great. Then we've got this guy, Rowan. That's a big natural 20. I hate it, guys. I hate that this is the night that you guys are not rolling well, because this is not a good night for you guys to not be rolling well. Miss, wonderful, great. The guy who's not here is not grabbed, awesome. Like the one guy who it wouldn't have fucking mattered. Oh, sweet. Galvas also not grabbed. I'm just gonna roll damage once because this is way too much fucking bullshit for me to be doing all this stuff. I'm gonna roll damage once. I'm gonna apply it to both you guys. Okay, Simone takes 19 damage and is grabbed. Rowan takes 19 damage and is grabbed. Arthur and Galfast are both able to stay out of the way, but you guys plus a Tesk can see that you are in the danger zone. Like, this whole room is a danger zone. Like, everywhere is a danger zone right now. And that, like, every second that you spend here, these things are going to be coming after you. Reed and Kythar, I will take your athletics checks to bust down this fucking door.
Athletics checks have been high.
Athletics checks have been real high. That's Reed. I need Kythar's athletics check, I think. Yeah, it was from the...
Give me a sec.
Oh, you guys are both up. Okay. Yeah, basically, you guys all moved through the room, and the tentacles that are all over the fucking place started reaching out to grab bitches. They caught Simone and Rowan. You guys took a little bit of damage. They tried to catch Galfast and Arthur. They managed to wriggle free. The two guys in front of you have successfully busted open the door in the same manner as the other one. So there's a hole that you guys can basically hop through at this point. But Simone and Rowan both appear to be restrained. Everybody who's not reading Kythar, what would you like to do?
Are they grabbed and constricted? Is that what you're saying?
They are just grabbed. You guys are just grabbed.
I took damage though, in that.
Yeah, it was an attack. It was an attack with a grab. It was if the attack lands, he gets a grab.
Then you get to grab, but you don't do damage. I thought. It doesn't matter. I don't. It's 19 damage.
Yeah, it says plus grab on top of all the stuff. So.
Looking at the grabbed folks, is there a way that I could help?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You could try. It's like any other. It's like any other grapple. It's an athletics check to free them. They are physical tentacles now, so in theory, you could slash through them. But looking at the thickness of them, it will likely take you, a couple of shots or a couple of slashes. Even your big guys probably couldn't one shot these tentacles. It would take you a little hacking to get through them. Your better bet is to loose them, just looking at them. I mean, you also have your magical grappling hook if you can find a way to leverage that. I can't think of a way, but if you can, I'm willing to give you a shot at it.
Would a badger help at all? Are they coming out of the ground? Probably not. Probably a dagger would
Actually, I mean, they... Remind me what the badger's like. He shakes the ground around them and does something. What the fuck does he do?
Yeah, he digs around the foe's position, interfering with its footing until they have they can't step. It basically makes difficult terrain.
Here's what I'll say about that. What's his to attack? What's his to attack modifier? Your badger.
When you say to attack modifier,
if you were going to roll an attack, what would you add to the dice?
Up 20.
20? I'll give you half of that. I'll give you 10. I'll give you a minus 10 to their attack actions, but only one. You can send him to the base of a tentacle, and he can loosen up the ground around it so that it doesn't have really good footing and can't isn't super well anchored to the wall, and it's just not as effective. But Galfast would know that's putting Banjo in a very dangerous situation, But he can impose a minus 10 to the tentacles by digging at the base of them. 100%, he can do that.
I'll use that in the next round if they're still stuck.
Cool.
So those tentacles acted as like a surprise round.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm trying to not bog us down with a huge combat thing. I figured the thing that Reed and Kythar did is they busted through the door. Everybody else just moved across the room and didn't really like take an action. So like the rest of you guys, I was gonna like give an action to. We're gonna call it like your turn. Reed and Kythar busted down the door with their move, which I will open for you. Like, what are the rest of you guys doing as these two are busting down the door? Simone is grabbed, Rowan's grabbed.
I'd be performing a one-action escape.
Cool, give it a go.
I'll be making a athletics.
Cool.
If using attack modifier, let's see, you can attempt an acrobatics or athletics check instead of using your attack modifier if you choose.
Sweet, yeah. Use whatever skill you want. Well, that's listed as skills that you can use.
Yeah. I was like, I'll talk my way out.
Right, yeah, I'll diplomacy the fucking tentacles. Yeah, I got you.
It's the same amount. I'm rolling low. Let's take a look.
Ooh.
30.
Hey!
30 succeeds. So you are able to break free with that action of the fucking tentacle. And as you do it, kind of like and like kind of flips around a little bit like a cat's angry tail before like lunging back at the nearest party member. But you are free.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's my one action.
Cool. I mean, if everybody's free, I'll let the party move as a party at the end of this. If you guys can break everybody loose, I'm just like I said, trying not to bog us down too much here. Rowan, Arthur, Galfast, Tesk, what are you guys doing?
So Rowan.
Rowan, if you
Yeah.
if you can't get out, I think I've got something that I can help you.
Well, I'll try to get out, and I will also do a escape.
Escape.
But I'm confused how did
You
go to
can
actions.
you can attempt
then,
an acrobatics or an athletics check, or you can use whatever your like regular attack modifier is for like hack and slashing. But you just make one of those checks.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 second.
Just so everyone's aware, under actions, if you click browse, you can add actions there that are,
No, I know I'm doing that, but it didn't. It just added something that said action. Oh, there we go. It worked that
No,
time.
you don't select create action. You go to browse and then
Yeah, no, that's
drag
what
it.
Yeah, you drag it down,
really?
and it didn't
Oh,
do it the
that's
first time. But okay.
I blame modern technology.
Modern technology. Okay, so I can see that you put the item in here. So just in your character sheet, using the athletic skill or the acrobatic skill, whichever one of those two is higher, go ahead and roll one of those for your escape check.
Or if you have a feat that allows you to make another skill.
Right. A 27 still saves against these guys, and so Rowan is also able to break himself loose. You guys, as a party, can kind of like make your way down the hallway and around the corner now that you were all free, if you would like to do that.
I think we would all like to do that.
Yep.
I think this is just a little bit for. Go ahead.
I'm just reiterating how I think we would all like to move together.
Yeah, I'm gonna have little guy be my eye so that I can like keep the shield above me.
I see. So you literally can't see where you're going. You're going off. Little guy is straight up jockeying you right now.
Yeah.
He turns into a stone and just falls over and crashes into 1,000 pieces.
Oh, how sad would you be if that's how you lost little guy?
I would be devastated.
Oh
That's
man.
essentially what you're doing.
Uh,
Oh
I'll tell
no!
you
I've got
what,
some
you
faith
are
in him
doing.
here.
Please.
I've got some faith that he'll he's there, and he'll duck so fast.
You don't feel Iomade down here.
so glancing down this hallway, most of the tentacles are broken, but there are still a few that are intact that you guys are gonna have to like move past to get down this hallway.
Okay.
But they can't really like move, so I'm not super worried about like time and turns and all that stuff. I just want you guys to let me know how you plan on getting down this fucking hallway. No obvious basilisk. There are two. I don't know if it's they're easy. There's two like openings on the left here, there and there.
Oh, yeah.
That are like
Okay.
doorways of some kind, but they're hard to tell from where you guys are at.
You said the tentacles aren't moving right now?
They are moving. I mean, they can't.
Oh,
They don't have legs. They can't like come to you. But they are easily like 10, 15 feet long and have that much reach. So they like are going to be able to get you if you get within 10 feet of them, right?
So we can do like one big guy up front and then one big guy at back, so in case somebody does get grabbed, we can break him free or help break him free. What are you guys thinking here?
I think we're thinking too much, fool. Go. Just go.
All right, we're running. We're running past him here.
Okay. You guys are running past.
Yeah.
Yeah, is anybody going to take any kind of like specific action as they're running past the tentacles, or is everybody just keeping their heads down and moving?
When you
I'm
say
gonna-
running past the
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
for the tentacles, they're mostly eaten, right? That's my
So
understanding.
the three that I put on the board are the three that are still intact. There are pieces and like wriggling nubs that only have like 3 or 4 inches coming through the wall that like aren't going to be a threat to you guys. Like these are the only 3 that are full tentacles that are left in this hallway. But like looking down this hallway compared to the other hall, like you could see 10 tentacles down the other hallway. There are 3 here, you know what I mean? And it's a much longer hallway.
Would you say
Yeah.
10 tickles?
Okay.
I would. I would.
Um,
Crickets.
I would not.
Reed, you slide right past, no problem.
Okay. I'm assuming other people are following me.
I don't know. Are
I'm
there people
behind.
following you?
Yep. Yeah. I'm behind.
Yeah.
Kaithar slides past, no problem.
Oh, you know your boy's gonna try to go through.
hold
He's
on.
gonna muscle his way
Before
through. Oh, yeah.
before that happens, I want to shoot the grappling
Grapple?
hook.
Yeah.
I blanked on that for a second.
You're
The
okay.
grappling hook, and I want to like leave one end on the ground. I'm assuming I can retract it when I get to the far end, or the last person can retract it.
I mean, it's magic, so literally whoever's touching it just to think, and that's what happens.
Yeah, anyway, I want to shoot it as far as possible and use it as like a fail safe, like it'll be on the ground to grab onto if you get grabbed, or hopefully like an advantage on a check.
Okay, it is 60 feet,
Okay.
so this is as far as it goes. You can embed it against the wall on either side of this tile.
Okay, I'll scoot up a bit and I'll use it so we're not directly in the range. But yeah, so for the
Great.
first 2 tentacles, the grappling hook. Will
So,
be-
so you're basically like creating a line of rope which kind of goes through the space that both the tentacles are in.
exactly.
Love that for you. That is the kind of brute planning that your DM loves to see. He does not want everybody to die because nobody thought to do cool stuff.
I have no magical tools except for one, and I will use it in every situation.
And I love that everybody looked at that
You're
grappling hook
magically
and
a tool.
scoffed. Initially, they were like, "What is this fucking shit? We're not gonna."
Oh, I forgot I have the Club of Healing. That
No.
reminds me.
No, we
Joe.
no, I'm pretty sure
Joe.
that we really enjoyed the grappling hook because there was a bunch of that was like the first map that we had to
Yeah.
like climb up the side of the fortress and stuff. And
We also
like,
used it
having
to
that
kill
grappling
Drow.
hook.
No,
Yeah,
you got it.
and,
You
like-
got it from that fortress. You didn't have it climbing up there. You got it in
That's what I
that
was
fortress.
saying, so
Yeah,
we appreciated it then.
Oh, I
I'm pretty
see,
Sure
yeah.
You're like, yeah.
yeah. Maybe
I'm
you
pretty
did
sure we
because I do know it got
appreciate it.
used to save a Tesk in the cliffside encounter, and that was the
Yes,
first
it
time it
did.
got like used. Maybe I'm thinking of the lantern, which got carried around for a couple
The
of nights
lantern
before
was
anybody.
100% scoff. You're just like, yeah, you have a cool lantern with little cosmic symbols on it. Like, okay.
Whatever. Yeah.
We were gonna leave it. Stover's like, I guess I'll take it.
I know. I remember that. I was
Yeah,
gonna be
no,
like, no, this is like the most useful item I could possibly give you guys.
It was the grappling hook. You're like, neat.
Neat. All right, so Galfast, you like create this anchor for your party. I'm just gonna draw kind of an arbitrary line here, so that I kind of know. I'm gonna say because you're on the left side, you probably anchor on the right side, so it'd be a line that goes like, that ish. More straight, obviously, but that's kind of those are the tiles that have access to your rope. Reed and Kythar are past the first one. Wilb is scooching his way past. Yeah, I think that Wilb probably has to slow down a little bit, to get past the tentacles. Now they're moving around. Like, if it were a time sensitive thing, he'd have to squeeze, but there's not really a time sensitive factor there. I think that this thing is going to let Wilb through as well initially. So go ahead and just move your characters. Perfect. All right. Kythar, Reed, and Wilb are blocking the joint up here. Who's moving next?
We can continue
Cool.
forward,
Sounds good.
Reed, are you going?
Say it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're moving forward.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for other people to catch up.
Nope,
basically.
you're all good. Go ahead and scoot. Keep scooting. Keep scooting. Keep scooting. Keep scooting. Keep scooting. Keep scooting.
Boot, scoot, scoogan.
All right. You guys
Boot,
stop.
boot, and boogie.
I've got Arthur, Simone, and Tesk still way back.
I was moving Wilb. Let's see here. There he is. Oops. Yeah, because the tentacle doesn't want fucking Wilb.
Yeah, the tentacle.
Simone's gonna
the
try to
tentacle
move
knows
past.
fucking better. Simone's able to move past.
Okay. A test.
Move now.
We've always been able.
Well,
to move.
don't we have to like see if we make it through?
No, not that.
No.
That's a hole big enough for people just to get through. That's fine.
Oh, I thought that
Yeah.
was. See,
No.
I
We-
couldn't see down the hallway, so I didn't know.
And we all moved as a party. Remember?
So who's bringing up the rear, Tesk or Arthur?
It sounds like a test.
Sure.
He was lost in thought.
Okay. In that case, no, go ahead. So I heard an I was.
I was going to have Arthur bring up the rear, kind of like,
Oh.
watching everything with his rifle kind of pointed down the hallway.
Cool. Love that. As he gets within 10 feet of the tentacle, right about there, it is going to try and snatch him up, / take an attack on him.
Maybe too much. Maybe we shouldn't have somebody cover the rear. Nice. Wait.
And it's how do you
Wait.
know what is rolled?
I can't believe that. Maybe I need to change that default because there's all kinds of stuff that you guys should be seeing that I don't think you can.
I don't. It just says you privately rolled some dice.
Yeah,
That's all I say.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Because the attack rolls should be fucking public. Like, why aren't they? It was a 35, so he hits in a big way. And doesn't crit though, but he does get a grab. So we've got some damage on Arthur.
In the rear with the gear.
And he is grabbed. So Atesk, you can hear and see that as that happens. Simultaneously, the tentacle in the middle attempts to grab Galfast and make a little attack on him.
Everyone,
Nice.
quickly on the other side of the tentacle. Yeah, it's
Can I,
going
dip- can I diplomacy check the tentacle as it does that?
Missed by 2. So you are able to, avoid the strike. Arthur is grabbed. He's taking a little bit of damage. The rest of you guys are kind of like in the middle here. What's everybody doing at this point?
I'm gonna move past. We'll move past.
Cool. Keep pushing.
And Simone will move past.
Pascal turn around and be like,
Did these
Arthur,
try
are
and
you
grab him
okay?
at all while he's going through?
What's up?
Do these try and grab him at all?
It
while
tried.
he's
That
going
one
through?
tried to grab Galfast and missed.
Only Galfast. Okay,
Yeah.
it doesn't try to anybody else.
And by my math, everybody's move speed should allow like in one turn for everybody to move this hallway. So basically all these tentacles have one action as you're moving through, unless you have to stop to break somebody loose, like it's looking like you might have to do with Arthur.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking. Arthur's grabbed. We've got some people in the middle. We got some people moving forward. What are we doing?
Can you guys get him out of there?
I'm gonna try and escape, and I'll try to do an escape with Arthur.
Cool, love that. Go ahead and roll that. That's an acrobatics or an athletics. 31 succeeds. So Arthur is able to break himself loose. He has a move speed of 25. Is that right? So with his other actions, he's going to be able to... He can clear the second tentacle, but not the third before these guys, reset, quote-unquote.
Okay.
So we're moving past the third.
Yeah, so Arthur's basically stuck there at a new turn. The rest of you guys, didn't have to spend any actions, so you guys are all kind of still on your first turn. As you all make your way down here, Arthur
There's a body.
Arthur is lagging. Yeah, and those bodies are stone pieces. Those are little bits and pieces of stone. However,
Basilisk.
actually, you're super chill. You guys are good where you're at right now. Basically, everybody can get past the last tentacle except for I think it's gonna be my boy Simone is the one who he's gonna give it a go on.
He's got a 15-foot reach. I guess he has a 10.
Well, it's 10. You're gonna try and move past him eventually, right? I mean, you know what I mean.
As of right now, he can, yeah, you can say, but it looks like there was a door behind this guy.
Yeah, are you gonna try and tuck into that doorway or what?
Yeah, that was I was gonna.
Yeah,
take a look
by
at
all
the
means,
door.
man, go for it. Then he's not gonna attack you. So it's it looks like basically all the rest of the fucking doors in this place have looked. Some have been unlocked, some have been locked. You do get one free interact action in a turn. So you want to give the door a fucking push or what?
Hell yeah.
All right, you give the door a push, and it does creak open. You see the remnants of what was obviously an old dining space at some point, a crashed chandelier hit the floor, bits of rotting woodwork everywhere. But on the walls, adorning the walls in all directions is basically a huge fucking Egyptian style pictograph mural that have fucking tentacles and swirls and all kinds of shit that at this point looks very familiar to you in this room. This would have been the warning room if you guys had come through this way, but you're leaving this way, so
Big pit in the ground. Big statue is also, I would consider that a warning room as well.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But it does not appear to be inhabited.
Gotcha. And it's just rotting furniture and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's old stuff here. It's one of those things you could definitely dip in there and look around. And interestingly, there are no tentacles on the walls in this room. Because these murals take up the walls on all sides of this room. So this kind of ironically is a bastion from these tentacles. But as you look around, it's a double-sided chamber. There doesn't appear to be anywhere to go from here. But it would be a good, get out of the way kind of place.
I'm gonna look down the corner and then I guess come back out, and I'm just gonna see is everybody past the. No, okay, all right. So he's gonna come back and say, "Hey, Tesk, there's a fucking doorway right there, right next to you. Go to that doorway, fool."
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
No, it's there's no tentacles in the fucking room, puto. Just fucking listen, fool. You've already got us here.
Stop
No,
at
no,
the
no,
door.
I'm telling you, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's all good. It's all good.
What do you... This isn't
And
time to
then
fucking riddles, fool.
I'm gonna cast Tailwind on myself.
Okay, great. Just go ahead and put it in chat. I think it just makes you faster, right?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna teleport to the other side. So that makes my total movement speed 100 feet. So I'll go ahead and end up right over here.
Just
I
bypass
forget.
everything.
What does it look like when you teleport? Do you like zip past us, or is it like a?
It is space kind of twists around me, and I just reappear right next to Will. And then
It's
I'll
kinda-
go, Will, no, or Simone, I'm good. I'm over here now. It's fine.
You
And then
could've-
David, mechanically, this is what I'm doing.
You've
He
had
wanted
an
you to
extra
open the
pair
door.
of- You've had an extra pair of gloves this whole time.
Oh well, I could actually just teleport back to safety if I wanted to.
You could
What?
teleport this whole time.
Oh yeah, I could have teleported out of here and been back on the trail where we started. No big deal.
So why
You
don't you
could've
do that now?
Oh,
You
I
could've
can only do it for me. I have
Wait,
to
hold on,
leave
wait,
you
wait,
all
Atlas.
behind.
Listen to this. You could have teleported back up to the original cave and then cranked up the elevator.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think that was too far.
You said you could go back to the surface.
No, just outside of here, outside of this place. Maybe back a little bit on the trail. No.
I'm pretty sure the mechanical distance for that is a mile, Tyler.
Yeah. For teleport is a mile,
Yeah.
or translocate is a mile.
Right.
Oh,
We're-
hey, I
are
have
we a
that
mile
too.
down?
So I know what you did then. I literally have that spell active right now.
Warp step or
Okay.
translocate?
Translocate.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Are we
Hmm.
more than a mile down?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it was a mile just from the little hole that we came out of from the ceiling.
Yeah, there's no way I got to translocate it back to the surface, but I can warp
Okay.
step across this this hallway.
That is
Well,
true.
that's-
You can warp step across the hallway. Like I would say that you do but like the spell did not work the way it normally does. You know what I mean? Like it worked. You're questioning that. You're like, could I have? Like, I could have tried. You're like, but it probably would have taken me more like effort and concentration to do that. Like something's interfering with that kind of like teleportation magic here, and like short term in this hallway, you're good, you're fine. But you know that if you were to try to like teleport out somewhere you couldn't see, that like you'd have to really fucking work at it to like make that happen the way it's supposed to.
Hey Simone.
I'm gonna like look around and then I'm gonna like turn behind me and be like, what the fuck?
Hey, do you have banishment by chance? Ready to use? Can you use that spell?
What?
Banishment. You know, to like
No,
send
cool,
things.
I just got dimensional door like, oh sorry, we're on the wrong legacy mode. I have translocate like you, fool.
Legacy mode.
Okay, well, I think, you know, if you can figure out how to banish things back to their own plane, we might be encountering things from a different plane sometime soon. I don't know. Just a weird feeling I got when I.
That's kind of that putos. I'm gonna point to Reed. Yeah, that's kind of that guy's realm, right?
What do you need me for?
Well, I have it.
I need-
I can banish things.
Oh, I can't do that.
All right, so Atesk does his kind of like crazy step. Everybody else moves with the positioning where you guys are currently presently in. Galfast, looks like you are the lucky winner again, my guy. The other tentacle is going. The last tentacle is going to take, the last thing they have to try and get ya.
Give it a try. I've covered myself in oil.
You gotta try to catch me.
Occasion.
Oh, you know what? I should have seen if I could
I've
fucking
covered
make that not blind.
myself
Let me
in
see.
oil.
He knows what he's doing.
You just look and I'm glistening.
Why do
It's
you
all-
think I came all this way?
Public.
It's
roll.
it's like Frank coming out of the couch. in
Oof.
Always Sunny.
big oof. He crits on you, bud. But you can see it now. There it is. There's the fucking deal.
Nice.
So
Was it the drop down? Was it the drop down?
yeah,
thing?
and it was just on default for blind, and I'm always just clicking through it. I'm never actually looking at that screen.
Oh.
So we're going to crit. So you are grabbed, my guy. And you're going to take a big 44 damage as this thing squeezes the shit out of you.
Huge amount of damage.
Yeah. So this thing's got you. It's squeezing you. It's gripping you. Simone's behind you. Arthur's behind him. Most of the party's in front of you, looking down this hallway. To the party looking down the hallway, there is only one active tentacle between here and the corner bend. There is like a T right in front of you, which goes off to the right. So that's kind of what you guys can see. Galfash, are you going to cry out to your party as you get snatched?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go, help me! And then when you look at me, I look like Arnold in Total Recall when he exits the space station. You know?
Oh, it's like ah!
Why don't you try and break free first?
Yeah, yeah. Try yourself, and if you need our help, we'll figure it out.
The guy that fucking teleported. Oh my god.
That's right.
If I had to
Those
like
of you
draw
that-
my bow and shoot at a task, is that an option, or am I too restrained?
No, you can absolutely
grappled.
draw your bow
You're
and shoot at a task if you wanted to. That's,
No.
Oh,
No.
interesting. Options. I'll try to break
bones.
free.
Fragile bones.
options. All right, Galfast, go ahead
Is,
and
was always
is it in
allowed.
athletics?
or in acrobatics. You get to pick. You get to make your pick on an escape.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. A +4 or a +4? I'm going to do acrobatics.
You are like the least athletic dwarf ever.
Okay. Don't call me out. Is the stream on? What the hell? Chat, can we get this guy straightened out? I'm going to use a hero point for this because I
Great,
think I
love
may
it.
need it. Do I know what the DC is?
You don't. I guess for anybody tracking at home, you know that it's that a 27 has cleared the DC. Has cleared these
Okay,
guys.
so to be clear, my max is going to be a 24 because I'm a +4 in each.
Oh, yeah. You might need some help, bud.
I did.
Doesn't he have the grapple? Or no?
I do. I would that help me?
I mean,
You,
let me see here. What's your
Or
modifier?
could
It's a
somebody
4?
just give me a hand? Is that
Somebody would.
Could somebody?
It'd be much easier for somebody just to give you a fucking hand.
all right, fine. I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna. I guess the first thing I'm gonna do is, could I like roll an athletics check to try and unravel him?
Yeah, I mean, same difference. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. That might be the easiest thing to do then. Bloop. Blop.
All right, we're into our like second round. You know, if we were on combat, this would be round 2, right? So 37 clears. You're able to like pull this thing off of Galfast and like loose him. You know, enough for him to like squeeze himself out and slide down the hallway to join the rest of you guys.
Don't say I didn't ever do anything for you.
Wow, thank you so much.
I'm gonna use that opportunity to slide past the tentacle while it's distracted with
Sounds great.
Is Arthur making his way through here as well?
Yeah, he's moving up.
Yeah, he is because our actions have reset. He is going to be our like last target in this hallway for this tentacle that has just released Galfast. That was last turn, quote unquote. So he's here trying to grab Arthur. Same deal, man. This is the pro tentacle. Like the other tentacles are babies, and this guy, this is the real deal. This is the boy. This is the man.
This is
Oh,
Since I'm here, could I just try
fuck.
and reflex pull him out of the way?
No.
Okay. Then I'll roll in athletics to try and break him free.
Great.
Holy shit!
He has 6
Oh,
hit
no.
points. You can do that.
Did we get double crit?
You got double crit. He crit on you. Turn reset. He crit on Arthur. Athletic. Boom. Breaks him free. 100%. A bleeding Arthur with many crushed bones, covered in bruises, lies crumpled and barely supporting himself in your arms.
I'm gonna pass him one of my greater
He
healing
has-
potions.
Okay.
Oh, does he have a bunch of them?
Well, he has a couple healing potion moderates.
I think. Yeah, I mean, I have a few. I'll just give him one of the greater healings, and he can hopefully just be right full again with one potion. So at max, it's gonna be 68.
Roll him. Do what you got to do.
Does he have to roll, or can he spend? Oh no, because if he spends an action.
we're in combat. I mean, this is. I mean, I guess he could spend an action, but he would not get as far. He'd still be trailing behind you guys. You know what I mean?
Let me see if I can I'll just roll for him. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Apply healing. You got it? Sweet.
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Back at about half. Okay, so that is an action from Reed to free both of these guys. So Reed, you are not going to be able to move very far because you've been hanging out in the back here pulling shit off of people while everybody else has been moving. You're 2 actions.
You're welcome.
In. Okay, so everybody else, are you guys moving? You are all clear of these 3 tentacles. There's 1 tentacle in front of you, an elbow bend at the far side going to the right, and an elbow bend at about the halfway point also going to the right.
Wolf's gonna come up to this elbow bend.
As he does, he sees our boy.
I don't see a boy.
He sees our boy.
Oh, there it is.
Who has been waiting patiently while you noisy fuckers make your way down the hallway.
We never claimed to be quiet.
He is not at full health, but he has recovered a little bit in his time. And so actually I think he's at no, that's fine. And as Wilb is the first one who came into contact with him, he's been essentially sitting on a held action and is doing a gaze, which is all you. It's a fort save. It's in chat, so you should be able to just make it. Nice. That is a success. So
Yes.
I believe that on a success you're just golden. There's just no fucking issue. But it's scary. This thing popped out of nowhere. You just come around the corner and there are these 2 yellow points of light, and you don't even have to necessarily turn to look at it before Wilb feels himself slowing. I imagine for him it's the equivalent of not being summoned for 100 years and then being summoned all of a sudden, you know what I mean, that kind of lethargy. But go ahead.
Yeah, but he then quiets his mind. He feels the link between us, and I feel Simone feels that with him, and together they like, you know, fortify his mind against this, and he feels himself breaking free from the gaze.
I love that.
Which then you then see the basilisk go, oh fuck.
Yeah, Wilb still got.
That was my one bag of tricks.
Pretty much. Wilb's got 2 actions left. Essentially, is he going to keep barreling down the hallway?
I still have movement speed. I have 35 feet of movement. So,
Yeah, so sweet, love it.
he's barreling down the hallway. And he's going to make an attack onto him.
Cool, love that.
He'll be his strike.
I will say this. Oh, bummer.
I don't have him. I don't have him selected. Whoops.
It's probably gonna miss anyway. Yeah, that's a miss.
Okay.
I will say this little spot you can see is like a red pulsating fungus. It looks almost alien compared to everything else that's been in this space. It's like this lattice work of like tubes that almost like veins are like pumping something in them.
Okay.
Cool.
Wilb is so focused on the basilisk right now.
Cool. Just wanted to say something while I was.
I
saw
appreciate
it. Yeah.
He's gonna make a second attack onto him.
Give it a go. Roll something in the double digits.
Please.
Ugh.
Nope. Well, that's my turn.
All right. Okie doke.
I am just not rolling high tonight, I guess.
I know. Good thing it's a nice low stakes session, huh? That you're rolling so low for. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I know. I got you.
So Kythar, with hearing excitement in the other room of like fighting.
No, Simone's gonna tell him the puto's got Wilb's got the puto in a corner over here, fool.
Kythar is in a delight. Kythar is sprinting into the room.
Wait, be careful, fool. He's...
Good.
No, I'm saying as he's running away, he's like, "Be careful, fool."
Yeah, got you. Kythar, you gonna just run up on him?
Run up.
Could you move yourself up one so you're not under Wilb? Cool, thank you. That's, you still got 2 actions, which is 3 attacks, 2 at your first map, 1 at your, 2 at no map, 1 at your first map, if you want all those attacks.
Yep.
Great.
Going to do my first 2. Oh,
holy cow, you guys. There you go.
Oh, but then I crit.
That's a crit. That's something.
So I'm going to do damage on that first.
Great.
So let me know how that does.
There you go. That's what you do. You're going to definitely need another one.
Okay. I'm going to do my second one.
Ooh, regular hit. I know, I watched it bounce off that 20. I watched it.
Okay. Then regular damage.
Great. That should... Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good damage.
I'm able to close my eyes after.
Nope, averting a gaze costs an action. It's a real thing you can do. I'm surprised nobody has done it at this point, but it does cost an action. So
just closing your eyes is an action.
Averting your gaze gives you a +2 modifier to basically your fort save against his deal. But you have to spend an action to do it. So, all right. So Kythar is tapped. Simone and Wilb are tapped. Atesk and Galfast and Arthur are all fresh. Reed has 1 action.
Well, fresh.
They'll have all 3 of their actions.
Hey, be careful, puto. There's some fucking mushrooms in there. God, this place has something around every fucking corner.
I'm here. I'm keeping my shield raised to this direction just in case Mr. Man comes outside.
Okay, you got it.
I don't think he'll make it though.
Rowan, Galfast, and Arthur, you guys, and Atesk, I guess. You guys all have stuff.
Just gonna walk up and.
Hey, what's around that corner? Am I good to go around it? I'm a little. I'm bloodied.
I'm a little bloodied. Clean yourself off.
Oh, there's a basilisk around the corner. I don't know if I would go. Then I'll cast magic missile
On the basilisk?
or force barrage. Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. I don't know how that shit works in 2e, so, trusting you to do what you got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I will.
This is wild, you guys. Like, I know that you're not really advancing the plot at all, but the fact that you guys are looking like you might make it out of here in one piece is astonishing. Like, good for you guys.
You just gave us hope, David.
This
You should
is
have done that.
this is astounding to me, honestly. He's still up, but you got 10 magic damage on him.
Okay. That's all I got. It's not good enough.
I think Arthur's
I-
still got a couple. Rowan's still got stuff. Yeah.
I have a-
I'm gonna tell Rowan something really quick before you start. Just
Okay.
I don't know if it's gonna affect your decision. Is what I'm trying to get at. I'm just like, hey Rowan, fool, there's like some weird mushroom thing in the corner.
So my question is
Yeah.
Rowan, when he comes up around the corner, does he see that mushroom stuff?
Yeah. From there, I mean, just a hint, just like the littlest bit of this, on the end of this tile kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I'd say that you can absolutely see that.
Crap. Okay.
I should drink tequila more often while I'm DMing.
Great idea.
Really takes a
Is
lot of the
tequila
stress
what's
off of
making
me.
us roll bad?
Can you have the dice?
Drink a little
Drink some
tequila.
and roll,
Yeah.
and roll some more 20s for me.
So Rowan is gonna go up to the mushroom stuff.
Yeah, and it's there's like a bunch of it growing along kind of both of these walls
bypass
down
the
this
basilisk.
hallway into like another room, another chamber. There is a door to your left, Rowan, which is like open enough for you to see. There's mostly like rubble in there, but as you are kind of like focusing on these, it's like all interconnected, and there are tens of feet, maybe hundreds of feet of this fungus. It's hard to tell until you go around the corner. Like all interconnected, and I described it like veins. Like it's like pulsing some kind of like fluid back and forth throughout all of these like tubular, structures that are going back and forth. And can I get a nature check from Rowan? Would you roll one of those for me, bud?
Yeah.
A druid rolling a nature check?
It's really hard for me to find stuff for the druid down here, but crazy funguses, that's an old tried and true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that we're actually good there. On a 27, you would be able to discern. Let me open up the little fucking thing. Oh,
Nice.
thank you. You know that like these are relatively innocuous until they like hit a point. You know what I mean? It's like 5 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet of this, not a big deal. A room full of this stuff would be a very big deal to try to make your way through. It basically there's no really other way to put this. It basically hijacks organic matter and like does the really fucked up nature thing where like the stuff like its brain dies, but like the stuff moving through this, it's literally being pumped by the hearts of the creatures that the fungus is growing out of. It like has hijacked their organs and is like using it to pump their blood through the fungus, and will do the same to anything with a pulse that gets near it. or attempt to do the same.
Okay, so once he realizes what he's seeing, he'll take a step back.
And like the back of his heel brushes up against the basilisk's tail.
Yeah. And he's just gonna shout back, "Stay away from the mushrooms! They'll eat you."
God, everything's trying to eat us down here, fool.
Yep.
And then Arthur will take a shot at the basilisk.
Ooh, love it. Love that for him. Ah! Ah! So rough.
And then he'll.
Listen,
So
man. If there's anybody that understands, it's Simone right now.
This is the story.
This is the story. Yeah, this is the
The
story.
dice have their own story to tell.
Apparently so. And that story is this is a harrowing fucking ordeal for everyone. Okay. So by my count, that's pretty much everybody's like quote unquote turn. Maybe Galfast has an action or two left. I can't remember.
I do. Yeah, is it safe for me to go around that corner? Is the lizard there?
You're gonna see my eyes turn blue, and I'm be like, "Nah, fool, it's still there.
It is still there, or it is not?
It is still there, fool."
Okay, if I get hit with that one more time, I'm donezo.
Then don't go around the corner, fool.
You know what I'm gonna do?
It's like fucking surrounded.
I'm gonna shoot an arrow at the tentacle directly in front of me.
Cool. You can target it. I set it up in this way specifically so you guys could target and attack them if that was something you wanted to do. Hit by 2. Yeah, they're not even particularly hard to hit. Go ahead and give it that damage roll.
And we're hitting again.
Do I hit it? If I hit it with cold water, does it shrivel up?
Another hit. Good for you. Damage. Boom.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Working away at it. As you
Simple
embed, as you
thing.
sink a couple of arrows into this thing, and it fucking like writhes in response, and you guys, the whole place like kind of like trembles in the way that the god slash this temple slash dungeon has been like reacting to what you guys are doing. And with that, I believe that'll wrap up everybody's turn. No,
I think I have one more action.
Please,
because
Chris,
I just
take your last action.
moved. I'm just gonna raise my shield up to kind of.
Man, I forget you have a fucking shield.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? And here's
Just
what I will
enough.
say. Here's what I will say about that. Is that because it changes with the seasons, correct?
It does, yeah.
Like you probably can tell loosely how long you've been down here based on like how the shield changes. Like it's something that you kind of intuitively read. So if you ever want to like know something like that, please let me know. But if I remember correctly, you guys were like going into it was like fall and you were going into winter. Is that right? Or was it? Or
It
was
was
summer into
my-
fall.
I thought it was spring going into
Yeah, I
summer.
was told spring going into summer.
All right, give me a second. DM's got to check his notes because I do keep that shit. So spring into summer. So really, that it would be that like summer summer tone has like fully taken over at this point. Like on the surface, they are like 3 or 4 days into summer at this point, right? As you raise that
Okay.
shield.
So it's 114 outside.
Oh god.
You
Okay.
can only go out in the morning and at night.
All right. With that, our turn counter resets. The basilisk has a reaction for anybody who starts their turn within 30 feet of him. He gets a free pot shot of the glare, which I think he's going to spend on Kythar. So Kythar, go ahead and I will get you that that DC.
Uh-oh.
Fort save. Go ahead and make a fort save for me, please, Kythar.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm gonna use a hero point. I'm gonna roll with advantage.
That's a good call. These are not rolls you want to fail. You do get 2 of them, and I doubt this thing's gonna survive another round. But I guess it could get lucky twice.
This is my first time. Just double checking. I just click on keep higher and it'll roll twice.
Yes, you hit keep higher, and then yeah, exactly. There you go. An 18 and a 19. Yeah, man, you 100% make that save. I only want. God, what do I? I don't think it's going to matter because this thing's going to attempt to flee. Kythar, I know you have attack of opportunity. Take that, please, because I think that'll be enough to finish off the basilisk.
I just get my single attack. I don't get my double.
Right, you get a single. If Wilb has one, he can also take one.
I'll wait till Kythar.
Kythar misses, so it is up to Wilb.
Come on, Wilb. Don't fail me now, bud.
Nice!
Oh, let's go.
Nice! There it is. Go ahead and roll your damage. Okay, a couple of big rolls. Couple of big rolls. More than enough. So this thing is Gonzo. How does Will finish off the basilisk there?
It's a lizard, right?
Yeah, it's a lizard. It's a big alligator, basically.
So he goes to turns to run, and Will grabs him by his tail and whips him back, and then his tail falls off, but then Will gouges his claws in its back, and as it's writhing around and making these ungodly noises, Will just puts his mouth over where its eyes are on the top, where his brain is, and just crunches in, and then it just stops and goes limp.
Love that. And as it bleeds into the floor, out of that abdomen section where Wilb had buried its claws, you can see a green substance leaking out, which is kind of working like an acid against the stone floor, and is kind of melting the its blood is almost melting the stone floor underneath it. But it is dead. Which means all you guys have to do is potentially get past Tentacle. What's your guys' kind of loose plan of action from here? I'm less worried about actions at this point.
My idea, I'm gonna be now that I see that, Simone's gonna join the rest of the group and be we gotta get the fuck out of here, fools. Let's just try to get past this tentacle.
Great, let's get out of here.
This one right ahead.
This one right ahead.
That's right.
I can use my. I'll shoot the grapple out again.
Okay, sounds good. You create your failsafe on the opposite wall.
All right.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
Rowan, let's go.
All right.
And basically, unless you guys do something tricky, this thing's only going to have a chance to snatch one of you. So I'm just kind of assuming everybody's going to try and move past it. Any particular strategies?
I'm going to hang out right here just in case it grapples somebody.
That's a good strategy. It's going to probably go for... Aaron, evens or odds?
Evens.
All right, he's going for Arthur. Then...
Since I'm prepared now can I try to reflex?
Yes. Love to hear a little preparation, So go ahead and make a reflex save. You're going to have to beat whatever his attack roll is in order to do it, which you do. So you're able to, this thing, reaches out to grab Arthur. You're able to, snatch him and, kind of pull him through the hallway. out and away. As you guys come
grab
around,
Arthur and be like, what do we say to the god of death? And then I'm gonna shove him on his way.
Will, you come around the corner and you see that familiar like broken in gate by the bell and the spiral staircase, seemingly unobstructed. Like it's a clear shot out and up.
That's what Will's gonna do. He's gonna go right into the main area.
Any other actions anybody else wants to take specifically, or is it safe to assume that everybody is attempting to exit?
I think we're all trying to exit.
Trying to exit.
All right. Then, with it being 10 o'clock especially, you guys make your way up the 7 or 8 flights of stairs. Calling them flights isn't quite right. It's just a big spiral, but the equivalent of 7 or 8 stories you climb. As you pop out along the top of the building, you're presented with that strange structure, this gazebo that you guys are kind of coming up in the center of, and the god is angry. The god is super angry. There's so much shaking and trembling and god screaming that you guys can hear 2, 3, 4, 5 flights up as you're going up these stairs. But as you ascend out of the belly of this structure, that sense of dread and doom does kind of lighten up, and it will not completely erase itself until you guys are out of this gazebo, kind of off the patio and out of this space. But you do all have more or less a sense of being able to leave this thing behind. I mean, nothing stopping you from going back, but you've all made your escape. There are no lingering elements, except I guess for Galfast, knowing that he probably shouldn't run into another basilisk today if he can help that. But outside of that, you guys make it out in one piece. But there is something that is awake now that was not awake when you went down the stairs the first time. But you all ascend, escape. If you have any dialogue for one another in this victorious moment, now would be the time. And then we'll end the session here, and you guys will start at the top next session, going to wherever the fuck you decide you want to try next.
Know that we awaken a big ass fucking deity.
I know. Something tells me we haven't heard the last of that.
I think we have it all behind us. I think we're squared away.
And no one died.
He knows not to mess with us again.
I think that's in-cat character Galfast as he's standing at the top of the stairs. I think we showed him.
Hand brushing off motion. Don't come back, neither.
I get to procrastinate on making another character for another week. Let's go.
Yeah, if there's time, I'm gonna pee down that hole.
And you watch the urine fall from step to step as it descends the stairs and around the corner out of sight. Congratulations, guys! You survived the tomb of the ancient god, and did not die. Did not have to feed anybody. Did not have to feed each other to this portal. You made it out. You're all here.
Hey, we're not.
I am astounded. I am truly astounded. When we started this session, I was sure. It was one of those things where I was cool, if half the party gets out of here, I'll feel like this wasn't a total, fuck up, If we only lose 2 or 3 party members, that'll be good, And we lost none. So, congratulations and high fives all around.
I think the big moment was Chris doing his check for that hallway,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we would have went through the tentacle hallway, especially with each one doing 44 damage casually. And they have a ton of health. We couldn't kill them.
It's a big leap of faith, too. You feel this presence tugging at you. Do you let it in? It's that's a big question. That's a big moment for a character to be what? How does Rowan feel about this? And in this instance, it paid off, and I'm very grateful that that you, Chris, took that leap of faith with me. Got your party out of there safely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool beans, guys. Well, that's the session. Next session, we'll come back here. The only obvious leads you guys have at this point is the Kobold City and your map. So, if you guys have any questions for me between now and then, I'm all ears, as per the usual. Otherwise, I will catch you guys all next Wednesday, and we'll see where you go from here.
Right back to square one should be the next name of the session.
I'll make a note right now. Back to square one. Yes.
Oh, here we go again.
Oh, here we go again. Oh man. All right, guys. Thanks for playing. I will catch you next week.
Bye, guys.
All right, now y'all.
Later.
Good night.
Bye.
All right, guys. Well, that was something. That was truly something. I was so fucking worried for the party. Let's take a look here. See what we got. Stream manager. Got one viewer. It's probably me, so I can just tell me that I'm great. And I'll catch you guys all next week. Peace out. Later. Bye.